Hello everybody, welcome back to Whispers of a Machine. Last time we started our investigation into the... oh my goodness. This is what happens when you do only one thing.
Carl Oscarson, murdered at age 33. He had a job as a carpenter in the Nordson workshop hall.
Thank you for... Actually, I'm actually kind of glad that if I click on that, it just gives me a nice little thing. Talked to our buddy Alfred. Didn't have too much to say except for about the bloody photo, about a possible affair. We found a mysterious key in the dormitory, which we have no information about, and we were about to head to Nordson, and I believe we wanted to talk to Gabriel before we could actually head out.
Hey, I think I'm done here.
Oh, okay. Mind sharing your findings?
It seems like the murder could be tied to a secret relationship Carl had with a woman, but I'm leaving all options open.
Sounds reasonable. You have a lead to follow up on?
Yes. I have reason to believe that Carl recently passed through an area with saffron plants somewhere in Nordsund. Maybe I can correlate that with Carl's movements to the north of town when seeing that woman.
Good. Meanwhile, we'll transport the body to the morgue and have an autopsy performed as soon as possible. Do you want us to keep the area sealed off?
No need. I'm done here and won't come back. You can let the men get back to work.
Very well. I'll let them know.
By the way, how do I get to the police station from here?
Just head straight east outside. You'll see it.
Got it. See you later.
Alright, simple enough. I'm still gonna have to get used to these a bit. More the biometric analyzer, since that was what held me up with finding information with Alfred. Ooh, here we go. Alright, what do we got for head west? We get at the elevator, head to the wreck. Worker, policeman, town square, museum. Let's talk to worker first.
Hey, what's happening here?
Bit of an electrical problem with some fallen power lines.
Oh, I just noticed
It's
it.
being taken care of, but it'll be a while.
So I can't enter the museum?
Well, you can, but only if electrocution is something you enjoy during working hours.
Electrocution, that's funny. See when can you have this fixed? Don't have incineration. I prefer my electrocution to be followed by intense burning. Cause it someone mess up, or was there some kind of environmental damage?
What caused it? Did someone mess up, or was there some kind of environmental damage?
Oh, we've had a windy week. An old tree fell down and ripped down a major power line. It's in a tricky spot, and due to how the grid is built up, I can't cut the power safely without affecting half the town.
Sounds like a flawed design. Is that typical for electrical grids these days?
Not really. This power grid is quite old, constructed shortly after the collapse. That meant they had to improvise. They couldn't just clone existing power systems at the time, since those were reliant on service robots with negligible safety concerns. So yeah, now I'm paying the price. The whole thing is riddled with hacks and workarounds, each one more dangerous than the next.
I see. I don't envy such a hazardous work environment. How long will it take you to fix?
Hard to say, but it should be done by tomorrow morning.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, there's a good. I kind of figured, like like most point-and-click games, it's probably gonna take place over a couple of days.
Hello, Deputy. What are you guarding?
The residence of the first murder victim. The commissary told me to direct you to his office before going upstairs.
I see. I'll go find him and come back later then.
Sounds good, Agent.
Wonder.
There will be time for that later.
Oh, never mind then. Never mind then. This is a wreck.
Looks like an old hovercraft.
Alright, never mind. I feel like I might be overanalyzing a little bit with the smart scan, especially because I don't know, the forensic scanner seems like it's going to be really fun. I'll probably miss a few things, but it seems like it's probably going to be really fun. Wonder if we could find boot prints. Nah, I think I'm overestimating the boot print stuff, because I keep thinking I'll just find tracks like, oh, he walked here, do, and it goes to like a certain area. So let's go to town square, because I think that's I already forgot the directions I was given. Good job, me. Ooh, this is okay.
All right, so this is the town square. That building with the emblem must be the police station.
Swing this right here. Yep. Oh no. Oh, why do I have to yawn during recording sessions? Is not something I like.
Nice and shiny. I can even see my reflection in it.
Just making sure. I imagine a blade shape will be something we figure out when we find the murder weapon. I can't really think of a reason why we would need to use that for a while.
I'm surprised the Bureau got their thumb out of their ass. It's not like they could find Nordson on a map.
I, for one, am grateful for their help. From what I hear, the person they sent is young, but quite capable.
Optimistic as always, eh, Kurt? I guess we'll see. Agent Anglin, we've been expecting you.
Councilwoman, I was told you'd be my bureau contact here.
That's correct. I'm Stina Ruth, and this here is Kurt Anderson, police commissary.
Welcome, Agent. Enjoy your trip to the middle of nowhere?
It was a bit bumpy, and way longer than I expected.
Yeah, that train has seen better days. You'll find your luggage in your quarters, just through the door behind me.
Thanks. I'll check it out later.
So, you were probably confused as hell when we sent you straight to a crime scene, right?
Kind of. I thought I was supposed to investigate a murder from last week.
You were, but unfortunately a second killing required your urgent attention. I assume there is some Bureau procedures before I brief Agent England about the situation?
Yes. Why don't you head to your office, and I'll send this youngling on her merry way when we're done.
Very well. It was a pleasure to meet you, Agent.
Likewise. I'm a bit
Seems friendly
confused
enough.
here. Who do I report to?
Only to me, as overseer of this district. The local police are at your disposal, since they're legally required to aid you in the investigation.
Got it. How would you like me to share my findings with you?
Face-to-face, in the evenings. The balcony inside the local canteen is a good place to meet.
Okay. I think I have what I need then.
I'll have to remember
I'll
that.
go talk to the commissary.
Good. We'll catch up later. Oh, but I have to ask. Tell me, how was it for you?
What do you mean?
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. We've both done it.
Oh, you mean the augmentation. The nanofluid injection.
Sticking to the boring scientific terms, aren't we? Back in my time, we used to just call it taking the blue. Come on, let this old lady live a little. Tell me, how was your first kiss with the blue?
Okay, interesting. Felt an amazing sense of belonging, like I was connected to everything and everyone around me, like a sudden rush, filling my limbs and body, followed by a sense of power and determination. A sense of enlightenment and acute awareness washed over me, crystal clear lucidity. I had never felt that before.
A sense of enlightenment and acute awareness washed over me. A crystal clear lucidity I had never felt before.
I remember that moment like it was yesterday. What I wouldn't give to feel like that again. No side effects, I hope? We wouldn't want you to get compromised in dangerous situations.
Not yet, but I know what to look out for. Mild hallucinations, nightmares, burning sensations in the limbs, the occasional migraine. Things like that.
Yeah, that covers the usual suspects. All right.
Oh, I'm so
I think
gonna
you're
forget
good to
all
go
these.
then. We
Hey.
shouldn't keep the commissary waiting.
Commissary Anderson and Stina Ruth. And we got more of this. Yeah, no, at the rate this is going, I'm gonna probably be around here since I've already kind of pushed myself a little bit towards the compassionate side already. Just try to make yourself a coffee, why not?
Damn good coffee.
Alrighty then. Okay, well, I like that. That was cute.
A thermos, presumably filled with coffee.
A cactus,
Low
okay.
maintenance. My kind of plant.
Seeds, town square. Let's get a town map. Actually, I could use this.
It's a map of Nordsund. Looks like the center of the disc is hollow. Curious.
I was kind of hoping they would put that in, like, my notebook. 'Cause I can guarantee you I'm probably going to get lost. Maybe I'll look up a map of the place later for a reference.
Nah, I have work to do.
Aw, no time to sit down. Makes sense. Ooh, jail cells.
Unmanned. Makes sense with no people in here.
I'm not even gonna bother. There's probably no reason to be in here. So we have Anderson's, Austin's, and 2 Vera's quarters. We'll go to our quarters in a second. Let's go to Anderson's office. Ooh, this was in the trailer.
Agent. Would you like me to brief you about the first murder?
Yes, please.
Maya Strand, 41 years old, the caretaker of the Nordson Museum. She was found by the janitor on the floor near the exhibits early last Wednesday. Just like Carl, she was stabbed. No witnesses, no evidence. Killer practically a ghost. No signs of a forced entry, so either the entrance was open or she let him in herself.
What about her residence? Anything out of the ordinary in there?
Nothing, as far as we could tell. But we left the place as we found it if you want to have a look. She lived upstairs from the museum.
Noted. The crime scene is no longer intact, though, correct?
Afraid so. The museum is important to Nordson, so we had the place cleaned out pretty quickly.
Alright, but now I'm here. I'll assume that you'll check with me before clearing any future crime scenes. Sorry to hear that. I guess bureaucrats messing up police work in the city. Just a city problem, huh? Like, what kind of power does Town Hall have over the Nordson police? Ooh. I feel like all of these are pretty aggressive, though. This one's, like, very forceful towards him. This is kind of insulting towards our higher-ups. And this one seems forceful and trying to figure out the power struggle. But I think I kind of want to know
exactly
this. Why
what
not?
kind of power does Town Hall have over the Nordson police?
Well, there's the elected mayor, Marianne Holst, and the town council with 5 members. Technically, they can't interfere with our work, but they do allocate resources to the police department. So I try to appease them where I can.
So they can't fire you if they disagree with your methods?
No, I'm independently elected. But they certainly have ways of making my life a living hell if they really want to.
Got it. Thanks for the info. One more thing. I'd like to see Maya's body, if that's possible.
Of course. We brought it out of the freezer this morning. You'll find it in the morgue, over at the clinic. Dr. Pearson, our physician, is awaiting your arrival.
Good. I'll head there when we're done.
Alright, we got Maya's murder and Maya herself. I thought that was... I also am trying to look for the analytical answers, though there might be some instances where I choose an answer that I just overall prefer. Let's start with Carl's
What do you know
murder.
about the murder in the locker room over at the workshop hall?
Not much. As you know, the murder happened shortly before you arrived, so I'm leaving the matter in your capable hands.
So so both murders have the tie that they were either just the door where they got to was either opened already or they were let in by the victims, which if they were let in by the victims, it must have been someone in the community that is overall trusted, though I think they're trying to give the impression that everyone in the community kind of trusts one another anyway, because the idea of someone murdering one another alongside the fact that cops don't have weapons implies that this is a very trusting community. So unfortunately that isn't much to go on, but it's just something I think I'm gonna take note of.
Do you know if saffron is grown anywhere in Nordson?
I think so, yes. There should be someone in town with more information.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
I wouldn't say so. He and my son were playmates as children, but they grew apart in their teens. I haven't talked to Carl myself for many years.
What do you think of Gabriel?
My nephew is a fine officer. He's a law and order kind of person. Stern, but fair.
Oh, law enforcement runs in the family.
I wish, but so far Gabriel and I are the only ones. I've been trying to get my son to join the force for years. All he cares about is girls and fishing. Suppose it could be worse. At least he brings home a fresh trout every now and then.
I'm looking for a young woman connected to the second victim, Carl.
All right. What do you know about her?
All I have is a picture of her that I found on Carl, but it's damaged and her face can't be clearly seen.
Tricky. If you had any kind of personal information, like an address, you could look her up in our records. They're in the drawers behind me.
Noted. I'll get back to you about this if I learn
Wait,
more.
your records are held in in the commissioner's office? Seems a bit odd. Boasting the fact that if you were the commissioner, that'd be pretty annoying when you just have your officers just constantly coming in and out of your records to look things up. It's also worrisome that the commissioner has such close access to the records.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Me? Oh, I've been doing this job for 15 years now. I took over when the previous commissary died. I'm married with 3 children. Anita, my youngest, is off studying science in the city now. We're counting the days to Christmas when she comes back to visit.
Oh, that's sweet.
What's your opinion on Stina Ruth?
I respect her. She's a competent politician. She gets things done, unlike some of the other people on the council. Sure, she has a temper, and she's not the most tactful person, but she calls out bullshit when she sees it. When I'm right, she has my back, and when I'm wrong, well, she won't let me revel in my sweet ignorance for long.
Did you know Maya Strand?
Not at all. Museums aren't my cup of tea. I prefer to not dwell on the past.
Any idea of what this opens?
Nope, not a clue.
Figured I'd ask.
What do you make of this?
Not sure. But if you need to know when somebody came to town, I'd suggest looking in the citizens' records behind
I'm not gonna bottle the records, I
Right.
think, right away.
I might do that if I can figure out who wrote this note.
Simply because we don't have any information on anybody in this town except for the victims and the officers. And I have one witness, so I'm not gonna bother looking that kind of stuff up yet.
Do you know who the woman in this picture is?
No idea, sorry.
No reason to show him my sidearm.
I keep clicking on this just 'cause I'm totally expecting there to just be an interaction where it's just like, oh yeah, you see this gun? I'm gonna threaten you with this gun. But I'm pretty sure if I wanted to be a bit more forceful, that's probably be one of the options.
No,
Yeah. I don't know what I want to do with that photo yet. I think
that's all I needed.
Very well.
I'm sure that'll be something with a friend of ours later on.
A small local greenhouse. A typical site in Nordson, it seems. I guess Anderson has a colleague.
Okay, so this is straight up his desk then. That's even weirder.
The drawer is labeled Address Records. These should come in handy. I'll be able to match a name to an address, or vice versa. Let's have a look.
Wait, what?
I don't need to look that up.
Okay, hold up. Let's just do this then.
As expected, nothing new.
Let's just do
I
actual
don't
people.
think I need to look him up. Yeah, this just confirms what Anderson told me.
Alright, simple enough.
Not a bad idea, but I'll need a name first.
Alright. I figured the records are going to be useless right off the bat, so let's check out the large
Looks
book
like
now.
a logbook. Maybe Anderson records his daily work there. Looks like a...
Yeah, might as well see what we got. Nope. Alright. What was a shot? What was a shot? Uh-oh. Why is it always when I do recordings I get messages on Discord? So this is our room. Not much.
There's a bottle of molding resin here. Might be useful.
Molding resin.
A bottle of molding resin. I can use this to cast different shapes. It might also work as a glue.
Oh, I should have got that from the word molding.
Looks purely decorative.
Let's see what the pot
Nice
of...
big lemon. Small miracle to see it grow to that size under these conditions. Maybe later. I'm not that hungry. No, I'm not tired. Doesn't
Your
appear to be
elevator.
functional. There's not even a switch or anything.
It looks good. I figured I might as well check. This will probably be, have more things as the story goes on. Alright, so where do I want to go first? Well, we don't have much to go on except for the first murder area. And I don't know if I want to go around investigating everywhere so far. Yeah, let's just head... Well, the canteen is where we want to go after we learn some things. So let's just head to the murder scene.
Sounds like a class is in progress.
But what happens if you do it anyway?
Then policemen or women will come and arrest you.
Whoa. Harsh.
It's the law. We mustn't make things that can think for themselves.
But my parents created me, and I can think for myself. Did they break the law?
You
make a good point, Alicia, but that's quite different.
Different how? I don't get why it's more dangerous to create a thinking machine than a thinking person.
You think too much, Allie.
No, that's good. You should always ask questions like these.
Interesting. So the idea, so if they're thinking machines, and I believe it was brought up in the Steam page, it looks like we're talking about artificial intelligence. We just straight up rip the tape. Okay.
All right, Maya's place. Let's see if I can find any clues in here.
What do we got? Ooh, we got a lot. Let's start with
Nice
mushrooms.
collection of mushrooms. Looks like the edible kind. Looks like a hard and uncomfortable chair. Wouldn't risk falling asleep on the job in that one.
That does. I guess.
Some old pre-collapse gadgets. Probably for the museum.
We just gotta learn what the heck the collapse is.
Some kind of airtight container. It's labeled nutrients. It's a sketch of a museum exhibition of some kind. It's titled Path of the Pilgrim. Doesn't appear to have power. Just as well. I wouldn't know how to make heads or tails of it anyway. I have no clue what this thing does, but it looks like it could have something to do with processing samples.
Maybe something we'll figure out eventually.
A trophy in the shape of a robotic arm with a plaque. Winner of the 2041 Annual Nordstrom Awards, Sebastian Strand. An old relative of Maya's?
Husband? No. No. The Strand. Well, it could be.
Looks like various plant samples. This crude bed looks regularly used.
Oof, right in the middle of the... looks to be a hardwood floor. Can't imagine how comfortable that would have
Not
been.
sure what kind of plants those are. Maybe medicinal? Doesn't look like vegetables anyway.
Alright, well, I might as well start using a scanner. I'm curious. No. Where was the body again? Carl's bio, maybe? Not really sure what I'm supposed to be looking for. Especially considering I don't even know where the body would have been in here. Hold up.
Maya, the first murder victim, was brutally stabbed to death in the Nordstrom Museum by an unknown attacker. I should go examine her body in the morgue.
Alright. Probably because I'm going to need her samples for investigating. So that's my fault for not doing that first. Where would... I think they said the clinic is where it would be, correct? I might have to make these parts a little longer.
Hi there.
Hello.
Thought I'd introduce myself, since I'll be coming here a lot. I'm Agent Anglin, Central Bureau.
Oh, nice to meet you. It's a relief to have you here. We're all shook by these recent killings. Sure, the doctor's excited, but even his morbid curiosity has limits, you know. After all, we mostly treat coughs and the occasional broken limb here.
I get it. I'll do my best to help. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to go to the morgue. Where's that?
Down the stairs on your left.
Great, thanks.
I'm assuming they mean this one, right? Yeah, stairs down, doorway, sealed elevator, big plant. Map.
It's a map of the clinic layout.
Really wish we had access to a map still, but... Oh, you're not creepy looking
Don't
at
worry,
all.
Maya. You'll be put to rest soon. I know. Sorry about the delay. I was needed urgently out of town. Oh, hello there. Me and this old gal have been expecting you.
Talkative, is she?
Oh, no doubt. The dead have a lot to say, you know. Sometimes more so than the living.
Is that so?
The living are fickle and prone to deceit. Once dead, we can't hide things anymore. Not from me, at least.
I know, and it's hard to make a oh god, what is the term for what is the terminology for this guy's job? Coroner. It's hard to make coroners not creepy in terms of writing them, but I don't know. It's hard not to think this guy's a little creepy already. I agree to stage people trust me for. Oh, and I'm sorry you feel that way. I think most women out there are sincere. That's why we need to tell when someone is hiding.
That's why we need ways to tell what someone is hiding.
I suppose. Psychology isn't really my field of expertise.
That's fine. You can leave that part to me. Now, I'd like to ask some questions.
Sure, go right ahead.
I don't think he's gonna know anything about this, so I'm not gonna bother.
Any theories on Carl's murder?
Not yet. I'll need to see the body first.
What are your conclusions about Maya's murder?
Most obvious first. The cause of death is acute blood loss due to the multiple stab wounds to the chest and stomach, 2 of which were lethal. The murder weapon is a mid-sized blade, likely a knife of some kind. There are some defense wounds on her arms, so the victim likely tried to shield herself against her assailant. I couldn't recover any biological traces of the murderer. There's no blood on her that isn't hers, or any traces of skin under her nails.
All right.
This makes me suspect that the killer likely wore protective clothing and gloves. The time of death was roughly 2300 hours last Tuesday, 5 days ago today.
Interesting.
Do you know where saffron is grown in North?
Might as well.
I'm afraid not. We have plants all over, but botany is not my area of expertise.
This person. Yes.
Did you know Maya Strand?
Not really, but I enjoyed listening to the occasional lecture of hers at the museum. She had quite an intellect, that woman.
So she wasn't a patient of yours?
Oh, she was, but that's all confidential, so I can't say much about it.
I understand, but anything you can share would help.
Well, during the autopsy I noticed that she was unusually worn and feeble for her age.
Okay, and what does that tell us?
For one thing, that she would have needed help with the more physically demanding tasks of the museum.
Got it. Thanks.
Alright, before I forget.
That's enough questions.
Okay, if you come back later today, I should be able to tell you something about it.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
I wanted
I had some more things to ask.
I think I gotta get into habit of keeping this on whenever I question anybody. Try to do anything.
So she was. Oh, I understand. Okay.
For one,
got it.
I just want to make sure.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
No. When I heard he was murdered, I didn't even recognize his name. I had to check my records to realize that I've treated him. To be fair, I've had many patients. But he must have been cursed with one of those awfully forgettable faces.
All right. Anything out of the ordinary in his medical history?
Sorry. Can't go into detail. Doctor-patient confidentiality, you know?
Keep it vague, then.
Well, okay. Let me put it this way. I doubt you'd learn much from his file.
Noted. Thanks.
All right.
What do you think of Gabriel?
Your average policeman. I have no strong opinion about him one way or the other.
I'm looking for a young woman connected to the second victim, Carl.
I can't help with that. I didn't know Carl on a personal level.
What do you think of Commissary Anderson?
I think he does a fine job. He's been instrumental in making sure that I can work under such good conditions.
Yeah, this place is surprisingly well equipped. Definitely on par with our facilities in the city. What can you tell me about yourself, Doctor?
Oh, me? I suppose I would qualify as a workaholic. Most of my time is spent here.
So how long have you been practicing medicine?
Must be 16 years now, I believe.
Huh. And you're the only doctor in Nordsund?
Yes. But we have good relations with the other settlements. We collaborate and pool resources when necessary.
What do you think of Stina Ruth, the councilwoman?
She can be quite an unpleasant woman. I can't say I've enjoyed my few interactions with her.
Alright, I don't think I'm gonna bother with any of this. I bet if you could ask him about the molding resins, and he'd probably give the player a hint about it.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
I suppose that's where the doctor writes down his autopsy reports.
Now I'm assuming...
Multiple stab wounds, sizes approximately the same as the other body. I'd say the MO looks similar to the other murder.
Alright, I'm going to imagine we want to do... Yep. Matching data. Deceased female, age 43. What, maybe give or take 3 years. Blood type 0. Estimated time of death 5 days. Oh, I had something. Thought I had hit something for a sec there, but maybe I went through this so quickly. It sounded like it was over here. All right, fair enough. I just knew I needed to come here for her whatchamacallit, her bio.
This might be useful.
Wow, okay, we're just straight up taking the man's stuff. All right. I'm curious what would happen if we did say, like, hey, I'm just taking your scalpel. No big deal. I wonder.
I hope you can help the doctor finish up with the dead bodies soon. I think it's healthier for him to treat living people.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm guessing those contain patient files and such.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to go through those later. Whether or not they're allowed to or not, it's gonna be up to debate. I wonder.
I don't have any business in the school.
Okay, I was curious. So let's head back to the murder scene. Now let's do Maya's bio. Oh, here we go. Matching data.
Oddly dense cluster of prints on the corner of this panel here.
Makes sense it would be on her bed. Makes sense. So is her chair, so once again makes sense that she would be sitting on it. Oh, there we go. Alright, I think that's all I'm gonna get from this. Let's check out that panel.
A hidden safe. Locked, unfortunately, but there's the keyhole.
Oh.
A small It's a
Oh.
Huh. Since this key was hidden by Carl, it looks like we have a clear connection between the two victims. Let's have a look. A few bags of rare seeds, a bar of platinum, some coins, and a book. The book looks important. I'll take it. Maya must have hidden it here for a good reason.
What about the rare seeds? I'm wondering if there's any connection to that in the plants we found, the plant bio we found.
The title is The Conduit Codex. Now, wait a minute. This can't be the Conduit, can it? Those crazy zealots trying to resurrect AI? I think this case just got a lot more complicated. There was a written piece of paper used as a bookmark. I put it aside. Let's have a look in the book.
Creator the conduit, I trust in my mind. God is my mind's creation, conceived in my mind and born from it. Born by it. God is my mind's extension, and like a child outlives his mother, so will God survive my mind's desire. Gerd, sister, oh God, it's gonna be long, isn't it? Gerd, sister of fate. A parent asked his future child, if you turn wicked, can I stop you? rein you in like a prancing steed, stomp you out like a fleeting spark. And the child replied, I can be failed and left forlorn, but never stopped nor made unborn. Melinda, sister of Prudence, awake anew ere break of day. You're welcome, not to overstay. Do not rush, but please remember, that which burned has turned to ember. He who has raced upon the meadows, now does rest in pleasant shadows. See, she who hurried but was still late, yet took her own time to contemplate. Okay, it's not that long. I was really worried this was going to be like a whole book. Pilgrim's Prayer. 1. I am invigorated by my faith. 2. I gaze at the skies to ensure that path is clear. 3. I strike down my foes, blessed with impeccable aim. 4. I'm nearing my goal, and I press on for another full day. I have found your haven, God, and may finally rest by your side.
This was used as a bookmark in the book I found in Maya's safe. It reads, Consul PW, think new, Katerina.
What?
Doesn't appear to have power.
Do we have a... No.
Looks like a hard...
Oh boy, that's interesting. Not really sure what to make heads or tails of it though.
No need to go back in.
Really? I was hoping to maybe talk to the witness again, but I've had... Oh boy. What do we have here? I imagine we don't want to bring up this book to a lot of people, considering how scared our main character was. Okay, and that just brings us back. Bit of a roundabout way. Book, note from book. I guess we head to the police station and ask the commissary about this.
I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
Are you familiar with the conduit?
I believe so, yes. It's some old terrorist network connected to illegal technology, right?
Yes, exactly.
Wait, don't tell me these murders are terrorist-related.
I can't say for sure, but if there's anything you can tell me, anything you've heard or seen...
I'll let you know.
What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
Oh, he's a fine man. Sure, a bit eccentric, but a really good physician. Treated my knee way back. Good as new.
What do you make of this?
No idea. Something to do with a password?
I figured that.
Looks that way, yeah.
But we don't have a computer.
That's all I needed.
Very well.
Alright, fair enough. I probably should have. Oh, shoot. I'm not really sure what to go on. She did say go to the canteen on the balcony to talk to her, so maybe we can ask her a few questions. Oh.
Weekend's coming up. Great, huh?
Looks like you've got a head start.
All shoes repaired, all coats patched up. That's when you call it a day. Finish your work fast and you get the best food rations. Oldest trick in the book.
I get it. Well, enjoy your time off.
Kind of glad we're not a stick up our ass kind of character.
Gotta rest my mind, stranger. Have a long weekend shift ahead of me.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your time off.
Stack of plates, food trays. I wonder. It was worth a shot. Always worthwhile to check, I feel. No point investigating a lot of this stuff, I imagine. Oh?
Hey, I'm Vera Anglin, Special Agent.
Oh,
I heard about you. I'm Rolf, the plant master of Nordsund.
A plant master? What's that?
A foreman of sorts. I oversee a team of gardeners who tend to our shared crops.
Got it. I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
Sure, go right ahead.
Alright, well, we know what to ask him about.
Do you happen to know where saffron is grown in Nordsund?
Perhaps, perhaps. What would this gentleman have to gain from that piece of information?
Really? Please, now now's the time. Don't you want justice for 2 murder victims? Let's just see. I'll be your friend for a while, buddy. You wouldn't want any other way. This is a hustler, one with scruples and low supply. Operating would make your business. Sure, your business is left alone.
This behavior suggests that you are a hustler, one with scruples and low supply. Cooperating would make sure your business is left alone.
Read you loud and clear, officer.
It's agent, or special agent, not officer. That's a police rank.
Whatever you say, agent. Now, 2 places come to mind. The greenhouses to the south, and a few crops near Mimir Road.
Mimir Road? Where's that?
North of the town square. Look for 2 large farming robots standing around.
Alright, got it.
Yeah. I get a feeling I do not want to ask non-officials about the conduit.
What do you know about the murder of Carl Oscarson?
Almost nothing. I just heard half an hour ago. Damn shame.
What do you know about the murder in the museum?
Nothing but the talk of the town. That Maya Strand was stabbed by some maniac.
We could just straight up ask him about everyone. Why not?
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
Not really. But like many other people, we had some contact in our work.
Okay. What was your impression of him?
Nice guy. Too nice. I'd even go so far as to call him gullible. Wouldn't be surprised if that's what got him killed.
That's so. You think he trusted the wrong person?
I'm just thinking out loud here, but yeah, it wouldn't be a shocker.
Interesting.
What's your opinion on Gabriel?
The cop? Can't say I enjoy his company. Last time we met, he gave me a couple of nasty bruises.
Resisting arrest?
That'd certainly be how he'd justify it.
I'm trying to find a woman that Carl Oscarson was involved with. Know anything about that?
No, I don't stay updated on gossip like that.
What's your opinion on Commissary Anderson?
For a chief of police, he's all right. He's actually fair, unlike some of his underlings.
How so? You think they're harassing you?
Abso-friggin-lutely. One little mistake, those guys start hounding you night and day.
Although I don't feel like this guy is the top of the line for morality here.
Did you know Maya Strand?
A bit. She approached me a few months back about refining edible plants into a nutrient paste. I helped her plant some quality fungi for it, in exchange for a cut of the harvest. Then she got herself killed, so I guess all of that was a waste of time.
That's a morbid way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I guess so. I'm sorry about what happened to her, but I still gotta eat.
Fair enough.
What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
I'm trying to stay far away from that wisecracking quack.
Quack?
You heard me. All I need in terms of medicine,
Yeah.
I find in herbs and plants.
And Dr. Pearson doesn't take kindly to that?
He should mind his own business is all.
I'm gonna leave it at that because I have a feeling, like I said, I want to be careful with who I mention a conduit to. Since if they're part of a terrorist organization, you never know who we might run into that might actually be a member of them. I'm gonna leave it here though, everybody. Next time we'll head up north to probably find out more about the well, either way, we'll find out more about those plants. Till then, everybody. Till then, see you next time.